Hello, and thank you for joining me. This book of the week is A Popular History of Idi Amin's Uganda by Derek Peterson. Let me just start with this thought. I'm rather pro-Africa, if you will. I've only been to the continent twice, and most recently it was Egypt, which is part of Africa, but it's not sub-Saharan Africa, so it's almost a different place, right? It's more Middle East, Mediterranean, I would say. I don't want to Amerisplain things to the world. All right, anyway. One thought I have about Africa, and I see it as the tragedy, besides malaria and a whole bunch of other stuff, is that most of Africa's wealth is extractive, right? It's diamond mines, gold mines, rare earths, that kind of thing. And looking throughout the world, Russia, parts of the United States, elsewhere, when you have an economy like that, you tend to see a concentration of wealth, an oligarchical system where there may be a lot of wealth, but it's concentrated in the hands of a very small elite, and the population writ large barely benefits, if at all. Many times we'd be better off without that wealth. And I think in any society that has a situation like that, the challenge would be to somehow establish and maintain a commonwealth where, yes, the people doing the work and providing the capital to extract the wealth would make a reasonable profit, but they wouldn't control everything. And some portion of that wealth would be seen as a commonwealth for the entire country. Okay, enough of that. Idi Amin, and going back to my own childhood, where he was kind of the nightmare juice mystery, because seeing reports in the New York Times and elsewhere, you get these snippets, and apparently there was this madman who was murdering lots of people and was an absolute brute and had a lot of crazy ideas, and it absolutely didn't make sense. Like, clearly the Ugandan people don't deserve this, and they don't. Could someone do something about it? How does this work? What, it didn't make sense. Right? So come back to it. Oh gosh, I hate to admit this, but 50 years later, thereabouts, a lot of the mysteries are solved. This is an exceptionally good book. It is well written, well researched. The author spent quite a bit of time on the ground, interviewing people, going through archives, doing the real work of an historian, and really gets it. And one of the fundamental themes throughout this is how Idi Amin used radio much as the current president of the United States uses the internet. And he would make pronouncements and announce policies and other things on the radio, and various officials, both within the capital and out and about, would have to listen to the radio just to know what their marching orders were. And there was also, and this explains some of the excitement of people who were supporting him, a sense of purpose, a dynamicism, like things are happening, we're making things happen. So it starts to make a kind of sense, the whole thing. So it has a lot of lessons for today, as well as explaining a really awful thing that happened in the past. I feel for the people of Uganda, then and now. And like all Africans, I think they deserve better. Please read this book. It's very good. I think it pays great benefits. And there's some more coming up. We have this book that touches on some issues in that part of the world. I have another book on the pile, Africa is Not a Country, which is an important message because it is extremely large and very diverse place. And then a few years ago, I read a book. It was a catalog and the history of an artist from Congo who did amazing work. It was on show at the Met, and I did see it. It was wonderful. He would take very little, scraps of paper, old boxes, whatever else, and he would create these fantastic constructions of buildings and whole cities and such. And it was awesome. And it's a message. One of the things I admire about many people in Africa is that ability to do a lot with little. And as someone who has not done much and with a lot, yeah, props, respect. Well, I'm trying to not ramble, and I always do. So I will say goodbye after saying thank you for joining us. Take care.